So in the past year, every time I've brought up Rashad, and the few times I've seen you, you've always been like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about Rashad." You know, fair enough. Now we can finally talk about Rashad.
You sure can.
Yeah. Is it kind of a relief for you finally to be able to just talk about this thing that's been kind of haunting you for last year or so?
Rashad hasn't been haunting me at all. I've been taking down goals left and right. He hasn't been haunting me. As far as talking about him, you know, it's part of my job. I gotta talk about him. I gotta, you know, let people know the drama and let people know what's going on, and I'm comfortable with it all.
It must be a little bit weird training with some, you know, a lot of his former teammates, some of whom are probably still his friends, you know.
Yeah. I don't think it's been weird. I don't think anything's plaguing the camp. You know, all the guys here are extremely respectful to me, and some are respectful to Rashad still, you know. He's bashed our program in a lot of ways, but, you know, he's developed some relationships that will last forever, and I respect that, you know. Ultimately what we're doing, it's a job, and it's a game, and friendships, especially real friendships, are more valuable than job or a game. And so he's been here for, you know, 6 years or so, I don't know. I've been here for only 3, and I respect the relationships that he's built here, and you know, people respect me. I believe in my heart that these athletes are world-class individuals, and they would never go back and share what I'm doing for training. And that's why I lean on my brothers, I lean on my teammates, and I train. I give it my all right here in front of all of them, and I really believe in my heart that they're pulling for me. I know they are.
So before the Rampage fight, you were accused by Rampage of sending spies in his camp.
Yeah.
How does it feel now? I mean, are you worried at all about spies or?
No, Rampage is nuts for accusing me of sending spies. You know, that all came out to be totally false, and I'm not worried about spies. You know, even though spies have been a part of combat history throughout the beginning of history, I'm not worried about it. I think because I have so many moves and I'm very versatile in my attacks, he could have a list of 12 moves that I do. He has no clue which one's going to come when, and I mean, he doesn't have an impregnable timing and defense, so I'm not really worried about it. I mean, let him know what. Even Greg said that, you know, because when I first got here, I was like, you know, Coach, should I trust everyone? You know, what should I do? And Coach is like, hey, these guys, you know, they're better than that, you know, and so he's just like, yeah, even if he said, John, I could send Rashad footage of you sparring. You're a better warrior than he is, and you're going to prove it. Don't worry about things you can't control. Focus on what you can control. Focus on your training. And he told me that, and I wiped all the negativity out instantly and began to focus on what I can control.
So do you still keep the book that Rashad mentioned in the prime time?
Yeah, absolutely. And he has the biggest chapter in that book. He ceases to realize that Greg Jackson and Greg Jackson and Michael Rashad, they taught Rashad a lot about fighting, a lot. His guard passes, and a lot about his psychology. We know what makes him comfortable, what areas of the cage he's most comfortable, his go-to positions, his go-to guard passes, his go-to punches, his go-to combinations. We know everything about him. I mean, in some cases, Greg doesn't really need to study footage because we know everything about him, and I really don't think he takes that seriously. I think he thinks him holding me down in practice means a lot, and it doesn't. Holding me down kills nothing but the time on the clock. So I'm excited. We've never been more prepared, more sharp, especially in the kickboxing department. We have so many combinations that we believe is going to land, and we're excited.
So speaking of holding you down, which I guess you could say, you know, you could call it laying and praying. It sounds like what you just said, but
kind of. Yeah, it's safe to say he lays and prays. I mean, who has he finished from the top position? I think one fight when he was at heavyweight, and then Forrest Griffin. His top game, I'm not afraid of it. I mean, he doesn't go for submissions really. When I get on top of people, you see blood within the first few seconds, instantly. He gets on top of people, you know, people get back to their feet and they start fighting again. So I'm not worried about Rashad's top game.
So what did he have you in that famous time when he held you down?
What did he? I don't know what he. I really don't remember. I mean, it was practice. I mean, like, you don't think that's gonna be held against you. I mean, I'm on my back every day in practice.
So what was it like doing that photo shoot for the UFC magazine where you were kind of put in Muhammad Ali's shoes, or, you know?
It was cool. It was an honor. You know, something that the UFC came up with. You know, I never compared myself to Muhammad Ali. They thought to do something like that for me, and it's awesome. It's the highest compliment, and I'm gonna work hard. So that, you know, the editor Seth, who gave me the opportunity, won't look like a fool in the future. He's gonna say, you know, I told you that kid was gonna do something great, and look at him today. He's still doing it. So, you know, things like that just motivates me to work hard and just to push the limits to, you know, places that I can't even see right now.
So I'm not at all asking you to look beyond your next fight with Evans, but I just want to play a little game. You know,
Let's play.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a heavyweight contender that got potentially busted for steroids, and the main event might be off in May.
We're talking Overeem.
I'm talking Overeem, and you know, the athletic commission is going to discuss the case on the 24th, so nothing's going to be announced until 3 days after your fight. But suppose you emerge without a scratch from Rashad's fight. Would you consider challenging Junior Dos Santos?
You know, it's hard to even mention. It's hard to even say because two factors. First, it'd be disrespectful of me to just look past Rashad completely, like, oh, this fight's already done. Rashad's going to be a huge test, and I'm excited for this great challenge. And, you know, honestly, it is something I would totally entertain. But at the same time, I have so much respect for Junior Dos Santos. He's such a cool dude, you know what I mean? And he's just such a cool dude, man. You know, fighting him is just like, you know, me and him, he treated me like his brother when we were in Brazil together. We had, you know, we did a lot of fun stuff in Brazil, and he's just a cool dude, man. So it's just like, you know, challenging him out of nowhere will be hitting him right in the side of his head. Like, where did Jones come from? Like, why does Jones want to fight me? You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's scared of me by any means. I'm sure he's not. But if it was somebody else, I would definitely go for it. But against Junior, I don't know. I'm not even a heavyweight. So to pick a fight with Junior, it doesn't really make sense to me. There's a lot of work to be done at the light heavyweight division.
Fair enough. Well, thanks a lot, John.
No problem.